Good on them. All right, Hayley's here with sport now. There'll be more than a few families struggling with their allegiances this weekend, weren't there?
Yes, Simon. The sibling rivalry is strong in the North versus South squads as both the Barrett and Leonard Brown brothers face off against each other. Plus, empty stadiums and masked athletes couldn't keep the big names down at the US Open. And how did Steven Adams and the OKC Thunder go from niggles to giggles in the NBA playoffs?
And as we've seen, today brought big changes to the temperatures across the South Island, with some set to drop to -5 overnight. I'll have the frosty forecast for you after sport.
Kia ora and welcome. The biggest stadium in tennis served up victories for two of the brightest stars on opening night of the US Open. Novak Djokovic brushing aside his opponent, while Naomi Osaka had to do it the hard way. Chris Chang reports.
Welcome to Grand Slam tennis and the man who hasn't lost a match this year. Chris Chang, One News.
You'd think what side of the Cook Strait you're born on would pretty much decide whether you're north or south, right? Well, Saturday's big game has thrown that logic out the window. And just to prove it, Jordan Oppert checked in with two sets of opposing brothers.
The Barretts were born and raised in Taranaki, the Leonard Browns planted in the north. Jordan Oppert, One News.
Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder are on the verge of causing a major upset in the first round of the NBA playoffs. This afternoon, the Thunder stunned the high-powered Houston Rockets, forcing an unlikely Game 7 on what was a day for the NBA's underdogs. Matt Manukia reports.
See if they have an answer.
On a day where the underdogs came out on top. Matt Manukia, One News.
To the NRL, where the Wests Tigers have dropped a bombshell announcing that club legend Benji Marshall is no longer wanted. In the last half hour, the 21. And the Warriors' shock run of 4 wins from 5 games has helped interim coach Todd Payton land a new job as head coach of the Cowboys starting in 2021. Cowboys sources told One change for their match against the Raiders. And another dramatic day on the Tour de France. I'm not talking about the scenery. A King of the Mountains contender forced out with a broken collarbone, some miserable weather and a nail-biting bunch sprint to finish. Here's Dewi Priest.
Undoubtedly the most scenic day of the Tour so far. Dewi Priest, One News.
And that's all your sport for Tuesday.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much, Hayley. All right, coming up at 7 in just a few minutes, the tourist hotspot with a difference.
Yes, Simon, this one's off the beaten track, but it's sharpening its knives for visitors. In fact...